Hey guys, this is Daryl and this is another Fit Tip of Today. In today's segment, I want to show you a great exercise, a very unique exercise. You probably don't see this one much in the gyms anymore, unless you have access to this type of equipment, but this is a Vince Gironda original. It's called the high bench row. Now I've seen a few variations online of this exercise and they're pretty darn close, but they're just not exactly the high bench row, because what the high bench row does, it really isolates the upper back area. You're going to get a little activation in your teres major, but it's also going to help activate the higher fibers of the lats and the upper back area. So it's something that it takes a little practice to get used to, but once you understand the exercise and once you kind of figure out how the muscles are working in conjunction with the exercise, then it makes this exercise a really beneficial exercise to do. I use this all the time. It's one of my staples. I like this one, do it as much as I can until I get stale, and then I'll get off it and then do something else, but always come back to this exercise. I just love doing it. They're fun to do, and it's so unique that you know, when people see me doing it in the gym, everyone thinks I'm crazy because it just looks funny, but it's really, really a beneficial exercise. The way you set up for this exercise, first you want to get a high bench, and then using a unique bar. This is a bar that Vince used to have in his gym, and it looks like it's not a regular straight Olympic bar, because a regular straight Olympic bar, when you pull up, you would actually hit the end of the underside of the bench. So this bar has handles on it. And so it allows you, there's a space between the handle and the actual bar itself, so you actually have more room so you can pull all the way up and you don't have to worry about hitting the bottom of the bench. It's a really kind of cool little design, and it's really important to kind of have this type of a bar. Again, if you do it with a straight bar, you're going to hit the bottom of the bench and it's going to distract you and it's going to limit your range of motion. So this kind of a bar is really necessary. If you don't have a bar like this, you can actually use dumbbells, but that changes the exercise a little bit. So it's not 100% the high bench row. It's a high bench row with dumbbells, but that's a different variation, and I will show that to you someday, maybe next time. But anyways, this is the high bench row. And what I do here is I get the edge of the bench. Yeah, you don't want to get fully on the bench. So what I do here is I actually get off about almost halfway, so you can see half my body is off the bench. And so what I do is I cross my legs, and I'm keeping the back contracted as I do this exercise. So you're kind of keeping this extended position on your legs and your lower back. And what I do is as I reach down, I'm going to pull back up. And when I pull up, I'm lifting my chest off the bench, and I'm kind of going into a little bit of a crescent position here. So I'm actually contracting and pulling in with my hamstrings and my lower back, so I can kind of get this the full spectrum of the contraction on the lats. And so I pull up and then I come back down. What I do is when I come back down, I'll go down and I'll stretch out. And what I do is I straighten my arms out and I'll actually stretch the back, but also I'm trying to stretch the teres major muscle group. So as I come back up, I can initiate the teres major, but also initiate the upper back musculature of the lats and the scapularis and so on. So I'm actually coming in with my shoulder blades. I'm pinching them in so I can get subscapularis movement here, and also you're going to get a little bit of the low trapezius. You know, so it's really kind of a neat exercise because it really helps posture, but it also activates the upper back musculature. So this is something that I always do, and it's a great exercise. I love this one a lot because it keeps me in a sort of a safe position, so there's really no compression on the spine for me. Some guys probably have problems with it, but I tend not to have any problems with it. So what I do is I also go one step further too. So you can keep your legs up and you can stay in that kind of crescent position that way. But what I do is the little variation of this exercise, I'll actually bring my legs down, and from that point what I do is as I'm pulling up, I will actually go into a crescent position. So I'm bringing my legs up to make it more functional, more dynamic of a movement. And so it really locks in that extension. And then it just works the lats a little bit deeper. So I find by bringing my legs down, kind of synchronizing the arms and legs at the same time and bringing them all up, going into that crescent position, that it really allows me to get a much deeper contraction of the back and the target muscle that I'm trying to work. So it's something that I've kind of incorporated. When I learned from Vince, I just did with the legs up. And so that was the position that Vince taught me. But then as I started doing the exercise and started to get more into it, I realized for myself that by bringing my legs down and bringing them up into that crescent position, it almost mimics more of the dumbbell high bench row. Because if you look at that with Vince doing it, or in my books or whatever, in my videos, you'll see that I'm more on the bench, and I'm reaching down and I'm pulling up with the dumbbells, and then you go right into that crescent position. So it's a very unique movement. It's very difficult to learn at first, but once you get it down, it becomes really a great exercise to do. So that's the high bench row. Guys, if you have any questions, you want to see more videos like this, please give me an email. You can send me an email via my website. It's www.darylconant.com. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. See you next time.